sir. Yes, sir. Can the NFC East get a coaching shakeup after these two brutal performances in the playoffs? Let's find out next.
YouTube, Facebook, man, wherever you watching, you already know this is the Super Biased Sports Show, a place where a fan can be a fan no matter how biased their take is. And I'm afraid it's going to be a lot of them. But I'm one of your hosts, B-Rob. I'm here with my guys. I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
You know, it's the one and only, man, Austin, Patriots Nation, Jaden Daniels, Drake May to the Patriots, whichever one. Let's go. Bring it home, man. Franchise quarterback.
Yes, sir.
Is the one, the only, the true NFL guru. Think I hit on almost all my picks. So, this is gonna be a good stream. That's all I gotta say, y'all.
Yes, man. Yes, man. I will say, before we even get into the meat and potatoes, this was a wild weekend. A lot of people was able to clap back on some takes, and a lot of people doubted them on. So this is the weekend of I told you so. This is the weekend of whatever you want to put that stamp on it. This is that kind of weekend. A lot of sad fans, a lot of eager fans waiting for their turn next. And yeah, man, this weekend I will say was shocking.
It was
very shocking. So yeah, we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get into it without further ado, man. Let's just briefly recap the wild card weekend without even going into crazy depth. Because we already know the segments that we got going on, but without going into crazy depth, give me you guys initial reaction of the week as a whole, like of all, not just per se the games. Where how did you feel? Was things as expected? Were you guys surprised? Let me know.
Man, they went according to plan. Couldn't have asked for a better super wild card weekend, man.
Okay. You could have. We'll get into that later. Yeah.
Yes, sir. It was
Let
perfect.
me know,
for me.
Guru. How did this week shape up for you in your opinion? What was your just your overall thoughts of the whole weekend?
The overall thoughts of my whole weekend is, I said who they said they were.
Yes, sir.
That's it. That's it there.
What about that boy B-Rob, man? How did his weekend go? How did his weekend shake out?
Boy said that's it. That's the tweet. But yeah, man, this weekend was pretty solid for myself. Got to bump a lot of old messages that I expressed. I got to see some games that I felt like was gonna go a certain kind of way. And then one of my rivals got knocked off, man. That's in itself. That's a
Actually,
W.
I'm telling you. Two got knocked off.
One of my rivals got knocked off. That's a W for the weekend. So, I'm just hopefully I can get a cash in on another W this weekend.
Yes, sir.
But while we're on the topic of the playoffs, I do want to at least for the fans of the show, the people who are completely unaware of what's going on in the NFL and may not have seen a football game this weekend, I want to update you guys on the current playoff standings. As of right now, you do have the Green Bay playing San Francisco this weekend, as well as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Detroit Lions to close out the NFC. And then on the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Texans, and then you have Kansas City versus the Buffalo Bills. There's some good matchups that have already happened. As you guys can see, Dallas took an L. The Rams took an L. The Eagles took an L. The Browns took an L. Miami took an L. And, of course, the Steelers took another L.
And
like I said, man, Steelers taking an L is a W for me. So that's that's just the beautiful thing about it. But let's just say real quick, guys. Out of these matchups, which one are you most excited without prediction of the result? Which one of these you're most excited to see?
Go ahead, Vaughn.
I'm most excited to see the KC and the Bills. KC and the Bills. I actually got invited out to the game for a great price.
Mm.
And I'm thinking about it, but I'm like, man, it's gonna be too cold for me to be out there, bro.
Yeah.
That cold a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I got till Thursday.
Mm. I'm excited for the AFC, just the AFC side in general, man.
Okay.
Excited to see what CJ does versus Lamar in that defense, and hopefully Patrick Mahomes and them Chiefs can knock off them Bills. So,
Okay. For myself, man, I'm more excited about the Green Bay San Fran game. Green Bay has renewed their life contract in the hearts of the fans of that city in Wisconsin. And so it's interesting to see what they're doing right now. And they got a true test right now. They got a true test. You got the teacher going up against the protege, like legit. The teacher is going up against the protege. You got Matt LaFleur going up against his old teacher, Kyle Shanahan. So it's gonna be a good, interesting matchup that's going on, and we're just gonna see, man. Look, I will say this. I don't know if I said it on the stream, but as of right now, as of today, this man Kyle Shanahan has the best NFL coaching tree currently in the present point of the NFL.
It's not even close.
It's not even close. Like let's take a look at it. Right in the current playoffs right now, he has an imprint on not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 teams in the playoffs have an imprint of Kyle Shanahan. Think about it. San Francisco themselves, himself. And then you got the Rams, McVay came from that same coaching tree. And then you have Green Bay, Matt LaFleur, same coaching tree. Look at the Houston Texans. Their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator came from Kyle Shanahan in the San Francisco 49ers. So, and then look at Miami, Mike McDaniels, Kyle Shanahan coaching tree. Like this guy has produced guys that are competing in the NFL.
Fact.
And if you think about it, they're some of the best offenses right now.
Right.
So, I mean, and then if we're gonna stretch it a little further, I gotta lift up my team. My guy Zach Taylor came from that guy, Sean McVay, which also is from the Kyle Shanahan tree. So,
and you know what's crazy?
I mean, the guy imprint is everywhere, bro.
You know what's crazy? They're
up?
all under their 50s. They're all under 50 years old too.
Yeah, man. Some of them in their 30s still.
Look at McVay. Wasn't he the youngest coach to win a Super Bowl?
Yeah. Crazy, man. DeMeco Ryans, 38, 39 years old. His players probably on the roster that's almost now they got the youngest roster, but he's going up against guys that's older than him.
Who?
DeMeco Ryans.
Oh, facts.
He's playing versus Baltimore Ravens. This guy's that's that age, that's up there,
Yeah, bro. It's
crazy. It's gonna be interesting to see how that go, but we'll get back into that later. I actually want to see my man Bonnet lead off this next topic because, man, this one kind of hit home for his guys, but I'm quite sure this weekend he did a lot of laughing, and I'm gonna go ahead and let him talk about the Jenga project over there in that division, man.
So the NFC least did it again.
Man.
Did it again. I said who I said they were. We already know we them boys, like I said, I think about 5 streams ago, they're the Dallas Mavericks of football. They're killing the season. But then and don't get me started about the Eagles fans, man. I wish they was in here right now, but they're gonna end up trickling in, and I will bring this back up. The Eagles, what did I say last week? I literally was like, I'm not spending no time on them. They getting a fat L. That's all I said. I'm like, I'm not gonna elaborate, go break it down how, why. I said they are getting a L. As far as Dallas, I thought that they would win, but then I also said, man, they don't beat Green Bay in the playoffs. So I'm not gonna be surprised. And man, I was watching it with a couple of Dallas fans, man. It was music to my ears. It was just music to my ears, man. CeeDee Lamb got me some points that he was supposed to. He did. I appreciate that, CD. You got that over 100.5 yards, but man, I said it. And funny thing, remember, I also said if Dallas loses in the first round, Mike McCartney gonna be gone. Mark
Oh
McCartney,
yeah.
whatever his name is,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna be gone. And don't be surprised if the Eagles get rid of that coach too.
Mm.
Hot take from the hot seat.
Ooh.
I take from the hot seat.
They said that they're gonna be on in like 15 minutes, so I'm gonna bring her on when she's ready. When she shoot me that text. Y'all met her before. The agent of Jalen Hurts. The agent
Oh,
of
all of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll be calling in. But that's all I gotta say about that. I don't know what y'all gotta say about the NFC least, but ooh-wee.
Music to my ears. Man.
You guys are dangerous.
Music to my ears. We don't got Cowboys fans talking no more ish. We don't got Eagles fans talking no more ish. Music to my ears. Nice and quiet, man. Next year is next year. Cheers to next year, man.
Cheers
But
to next year, yo.
cheers to next year, facts. But 5-1 on the picks. 5-1 on the picks this week. My bias was correct. My instinct was correct. Took the Packers. Go Pack, go. And just missed on them on the Dolphins, man. Thought Tyreek was gonna have the game of his career. A game of his career.
Big play. He had one big play.
He had one big play. He did.
And I was like, oh shoot, he warming up now.
It wasn't enough for Isaiah Pacheco and the Kansas City Chiefs in a negative 30-degree weather. So 5-1. Not bad. Not a bad way to start the picks, man. Super biased picks. But yeah, man. Eagles and Cowboys losing is music to my ears. Next one is Patrick Mahomes taking down Joshua Allen and the fraudulent Buffalo Bills this week.
I bet said fraudulent Buffalo Bills. Though.
Yo, so for myself, man, I will say it felt good to spin a block on a lot of takes that I gave this season. And a lot of them was just looking at things objectively. It does suck that we have the culture of fan bases is you can't be critical about teams, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're instantly deemed a hater if you be critical about a team. Yes, you are. It kind of resembles the nature the soft nature of what society kind of is, right? Mm-hmm. You can't say nothing bad about nobody, right? Because can't nobody take nothing constructive. But with that being said, it did feel good to spin a block on a lot of the takes that I gave. Because a lot of them wasn't it's just like to the person that you may be a fan of a team, it may feel like it's hating. I just was having a conversation with an Eagles fan today while I was at work, and I was letting him know, I'm like, hey man, you guys did exactly what I thought that you guys was gonna do. Y'all weakness of pass defense and their strength of passing the ball. Like Tampa Bay is not the best running team, but they will pass that ball. Baker Mayfield will throw that ball. They have the wide receivers to do so. And unfortunately, you have the corners that can't stop it. And what happened? Bradbury goes from all pro player last year to looking like a dud, right? The entire secondary struggled. Right? And then, I mean, let's be honest, man. The game was, I think the score was 32-9. It could have been 32-9 in the first half if Mike Evans catch the passes, Godwin catch a few passes, like passes that are on fingertips of players, and they just didn't reel them in, right? So the score honestly could have been a lot more uglier. But you know, it's the NFL. You know, you take what you can get, and you know, stuff like that. But yeah, man, these two teams, Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles, they were supposed to be representing the NFC East. And did it show up? No, no team showed up. Dallas didn't look like they came prepared. I will say
God.
that man Matt LaFleur, genius. If y'all go back and watch some of the like not just the highlights, but like the all 22 plays, they're like legit putting Micah Parsons in conflict in a lot of like plays, a lot of routes. They're legit making this man think. And then like the thing is kind of like how when the Eagles played the Cowboys last year and they ran all the option routes to Micah Parsons' side. Why? Because we know he's a stud athlete, he's a stud player. But if I can just make him think for a second or two, I have an opportunity to make a play, right? Because they trust him as the player to make a play by himself with no help. So if I can run plays to his side and confuse him even for a second, it gives me a good opportunity. If you go back and you watch that game, they're running plays, even the plays that they run away from Micah, they're doing stuff on the backside to make him think. So that way, when the play does come that way, he has to either react in a certain manner. I don't know if I'm going to be pass defense. I don't know if I'm going to rush, things of that nature. And all that comes from a great offensive coordinator. And if you look at the last game with Dallas when they played the Lions, if you look at that defense, the middle of the field was open so many times. And that's what brought Detroit really in the game because they started to attack the middle of the field. And what did the Green Bay Packers do this entire game? Romeo Dobbs to the middle of the field. You go back and look, keep asking, yo, why this man wide open? Bro, Dallas ain't be covering the middle.
He just sat right in the soft zones every single play.
Yeah, Dallas hasn't been covering the middle of the field all season. But the reason why you're able to get away from it is because when your defense gets you up, now you're playing pass defense and stuff like that. The run game isn't a factor. So it's easier to have, plays where you can defend those things because you're not worried about the run play. Linebackers aren't cheating up. We can just go back and then we can cover the middle field here and there. But with Green Bay, the way they played offense, we already know the Cowboys struggled against the run all season. They just didn't go up against teams that are not going to turn over the ball as much. And then, I mean, if you think about it, that man Jordan Love, he had a good touchdown interception ratio this year. He's actually like, I think second in the league or third in the league behind Stroud and Dak, right? So when you're going up against the team who's not turning the ball over and then they come out and they score immediately, I will say in those situations with that type of offense that Dallas had, those guys should have been able to bounce back. But at the same time, I don't know. Green Bay just has Dallas number. I kind of think about like if they were to play the Buccaneers instead and let the Eagles have won the division, we'll be talking about the Cowboys playing in the next round. They'll still be talking about Super Bowl. And I think Green Bay would have still beat the Eagles. Though. I will say that. I think Green Bay would have still beat the Eagles.
That's all. That's all 100% true.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his touchdown to pick ratio was 32-11.
Yeah, this is pretty good, man. That's pretty good, man.
Facts.
Yeah, that's really good right there, especially for a guy who's starting his first full season, right?
Right. Yep.
Starting his first full season, and hey, if the trend continues, next season he's going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Next season he's going to the Super Bowl. Jordan Love. Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. The Russell Wilson effect. Russell Wilson had a good rookie year. The next year, he goes to the Super Bowl, he win it, right? Then comes Patrick Mahomes, his first season, starting. He goes to the conference championship, loses to Tom Brady. Next year, he goes, win the Super Bowl. Look at Joe Burrow. He get injured his rookie season. The next season, he goes to the Super Bowl. Look at Jalen Hurts. He plays for one season. The next season, he goes to the Super Bowl. It's possible for a lot of quarterbacks. Yeah. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks go to the Super Bowl on their second starting season. And I mean, I'm not crazy to think that Jordan Love can't be the next one. Not saying that he can't go to the Super Bowl now, but I like what it looked like for the next season. You know, I like what it looked like for the next season.
Yeah. That's dang, I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Hold up.
I'm getting a phone call. Give me 1 second.
That's crazy.
I'm asleep.
Hello?
Hello? Can y'all hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Y'all might know I am Nicole Lynn, the agent of Jalen Hurts. I
Oh.
came on
Yeah, yeah,
last
yeah.
week. I came on last week and I said it's not gonna be his fault. He has no wide receivers to throw to, but one wide receiver that game. And how much did he have? 8 receptions for 148 yards. I don't know
Nasty
what else
work.
you want Jalen Hurts to do. He was 25 for 35, 250 yards, 1 touchdowns, no interceptions. I don't know. DeAndre Swift couldn't run for nothing. He wasn't going nowhere. 10 carries for 34 yards. We got the best offensive line. And don't talk about our defense, man. Darius Slay got slayed. I don't even want to mention Bradbury. I'm not blaming nobody, but our head coach don't know how to call plays. That's all I got to say. And I said it was not Jalen Hurts' fault from last week, and I stand on it. I stand on
You know,
business.
you don't got nothing to say about that baldy James Bradbury?
I don't even want to mention him. He needs to walk home.
Hey, it
Out
started
the
after that. It started after the Super Bowl, man.
Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I thought we would have at least beat. Like, they had what's the guy from the other team?
Baker.
Baker Mayfield. 337 yards and 3 touchdowns. Come on, son. Come on, son.
Damn, he did slay that defense.
He sure enough did, man.
He chopped and diced and rolled that, whatever you want to say.
Defense.
He
This is
finally
ridiculous.
chopped that defense up, man.
Our offensive line is gone, and now Kelsey is retiring. He told my agent in the locker room, not my agent. He told Jalen Hurts in the locker room that he's retiring. So now I don't know how I'm gonna do the tush push no more and get. I don't know how he's gonna get touchdowns. But I gotta
Facts, bro.
go.
How's that tush push
I
gonna
gotta
look
work.
without Kelsey, bro?
Yeah, Kelsey gone. That's gonna be a big loss. I don't. I'm just the agent of Jalen Hurts. That's all. So thank you for giving me the time
No
to
problem.
defend
No
my
problem.
client. I greatly appreciate it.
No
Talk
problem.
to y'all next season.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sleep, man. I'm sleep. Y'all crazy. Hey, man. Look, I will say this. Going into the next season is gonna be interesting as far as the NFC go. Look, man, if you're new to the stream or if you haven't already, make sure you guys click that like button, click the subscribe button, make sure you guys follow the stream. If you're on Facebook, follow the stream. If you see us on TikTok, follow the page. If you see us on Instagram, follow the page. We definitely appreciate you guys for showing up. Speaking of showing up, I'm actually gonna let our fellow New England guy run this next segment because it actually kind of hit home for his guy, and we're gonna see if he wished the best for him or he doesn't care what he does. I'm gonna go ahead and let Austin take this one over, man.
Oh man. 24. All right, let me say this. 20 years of excellence, man. Dynasty. Centuries of dynasties or whatever. Bill, thank you for your service to the grateful, the best team in the league, the New England Patriots. Best wishes in Atlanta. Go bring another Super Bowl home for Kyle Pitts, and Drake London, and Bijan Robinson, man. I'm here for you, man.
Think he's going there?
Yes, sir.
Why not?
Go bring Kyle Pitts and Drake London, Bijan that Super Bowl.
Because the division is open, and I got Bijan Robinson in fantasy. One thing Bill Belichick do, he makes sure that offensive coordinator Put that running back in situations where they're gonna produce.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Look at
So-
Ramondre. Nobody was thinking about him rookie year, right? Was it rookie year? 20 or last year? Oh, my bad. Yeah, 2 years ago after Damian Harris got hurt and then Ramondre came in, solidified himself as the number one for the Patriots.
Please do.
Then yeah.
I'm not a Bills
man.
hater, Brian.
Bill,
Why would
good
you
luck.
say such a thing?
Good luck. Hope you have a nice time in the A and bring another championship home.
It's just I can't stand some Bill fan. Just to answer, Brian here. I just can't stand some Bill fans. That's all. That's all. Some Bills fans is just obnoxious. Bill right here. Awesome. Patriots.
I'm about to say, Bills fan. You mean Patriots?
But man,
say.
I thought the Steelers after that blocked field goal was about to make that comeback. I was like, oh shoot, Mason Rudolph. Okay. And then no. Then Josh Allen galloped for like 60 yard touchdown.
Yeah, bro. That's crazy.
Man.
Looked like, bro, that tackling looked like the Eagles on that play, bro. It was rough.
It looked like the Eagles. Oh
man.
You
that was rough to watch.
Yo, that's disrespectful.
You should have been watching the Manning cast. Ray Lewis had to stop and be like, I don't understand how these people tackle nowadays. He's like, you gotta it's all about angles. Which he's correct. Because if you see that he's about to go outside and he's gonna get around you, you try to cut that off to come back inside where your teammate gonna be
your teammates are. Exactly.
They're taking some weird angles, man. But hey, fly Eagles fly, right?
Fly Eagles fly.
Fly Eagles fly. Fly Eagles fly. Yo, so look, I will say this. As far as we know, Bill Belichick does have a he did get an interview with the Atlanta Falcons, has been confirmed. And then on top of it, he's rumored to potentially go to the Cowboys if Mike McCarthy loses his job. Yeah, it's a plethora of things that could happen, right? So with that being said, I think that he'll go there. To me, his best situation would be in the Falcons. They got a top draft pick where he could still be able to select a quarterback, potentially develop a quarterback, and like Bonnie said, he loves running backs. And they have a committee already. Tyler Algier, and they have Bijan Mustard, right? And then you got to remember, they also have a tight end, Kyle Pitts, and one thing about Bill Belichick, them tight ends is going to get active. They're going to be a part of the offense. They're going to be a part of the offense. And if you think about it, the last time we seen Bill Belichick play with a quarterback that had good wide receivers, Tom Brady threw for 50 touchdowns with Randy Moss. Now, I'm not saying Drake London is Randy Moss, but I am saying if they get a quarterback, they have an opportunity to really put up some points. And that defense is stingy. That defense is legit. Jesse Bates and the boys is holding down that secondary. So I think Bill Belichick should go to Atlanta. Other than Atlanta, I would either go to the Chargers. That way you already have a solidified quarterback in place. You have a wide receiver crew. And the only thing you need to do is build a defense, which is what you're good at, So that's my take on that.
And Tea Time just made a little comment saying fire Mike and Dan Quinn.
Mike and
just to
Dan
let you know, he is busy. He's not running from anybody. He's not running from nobody here or Eagles fans out there. He's actually just busy. And I can say he did say they're not winning the Super Bowl. I can say that. I can say that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
He's been keeping it 100 with the team.
Yeah. Because look, I will say this, like, how it's just like it's being cautiously optimistic, right?
Right.
Where it's like, yo, I know my team is doing good, but for so long, I've seen them not complete the mission, right? Not saying that they're not doing bad or whatever, right? It's just, excuse me, it's just like Cincinnati fans, right? When Joe Burrow got hurt his rookie year, we like, man, here we go again, right? And it's happening again, right? And then even when we went to the playoffs the next season and hosted our first home playoff game in a long time, like a very long time, and then we play the Raiders and we finally get a W, right? Even in the midst of that game, we like, bruh, the Bengals is about to Bengal. Like, yes, we got Jamar Chase. He just went crazy this year. Yes, Joe Burrow, fresh off of the ACL, doing his thing. MVP, dark horse candidate, right? Comeback player of the year, leading comeback player of the year. And we still was like, man, I don't know. This one don't feel good. And Joe is lighting it up. And we still, even when it come down to defense got to make a play, the Raiders is marching the ball down on the field. And up until the moment Derek Carr throws the pick, we still like, man, the Bengals is about to Bengal, right? So, yes, tea time was on that same type of time. Like, yo, I know my team. I done seen my team have success in the regular season. There's nothing to make me think that we can't do it, right? But when it comes to that playoffs, I understand. Y'all gotta understand where people be coming from when they be saying stuff like that. Like, yo, if I ain't see them have playoff success, I don't care what they did in the regular season. In the back of my mind, they're gonna screw it up. It's just like the Bills for multiple years. It didn't matter how hot the Bills started. We always was like, yo, they're gonna step on their toes. And little by every single year, they'd be like, start off hot, middle of the year, 4 or 5 game losing streak. Come win here. Next thing you know, the Patriots are spanking them again and they can't get right? So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So yeah, man.
He said Dallas is built for entertainment, not Super Bowls. They will be enough to talk about, but won't ever be a threat in January.
Hey, speaking of that, I seen Ocho on Nightcap, his show with Shannon, and he said it's Jerry's fault that they haven't won since '96.
I
we got
Ocho,
but
Ocho said Jerry said he said this was the best team since '95, and he keeps putting that pressure on that team to win the games. So Ocho said
it's everything.
Jerry's fault.
This about Jerry Jones. He can draft. He be drafting some studs.
That's a fact.
Look at Mike.
Not the personnel that he be having the personnel.
That's a fact.
Facts.
Every single year he gets like 2 studs. It's crazy.
That's a fact.
Look at what Mike and Trayvon turned out to be, bro.
In the same draft class, bro.
Exactly.
You know what Lawrence was a few years before that?
D-Law,
and then CeeDee Lamb.
Everyone hated that pick. Everyone in the media hated that pick. And look at what he's doing now. Top 2 receiver in the or top 5 receiver. Let me say top 5 receiver in the league right now. And everyone hated
this year. Top 2 this year.
Exactly.
Top 2 this year, yeah.
So
everyone hated that pick. Every media outlet, anybody, they hated that pick. And look at him now.
Real quick, just to address the chat. Brian said Raiders need to keep Pierce. Yeah, I like the idea. Raiders do need to keep Pierce. That's the best way to make sure you keep Crosby.
Giants defensive coordinator.
Yeah. You keep Raiders. Yo, and I heard this on the TV show today.
Crosby.
They said if Antonio Pierce is the head coach, they saying that boy that used to coach for the Arizona Cardinals, he might make a comeback and become the OC, bro. And I ain't gonna lie.
Who's that?
Would be a beautiful move. You go back, you get back into the NFL, and then you're still getting paid from the Cardinals, and then you become an offensive coordinator.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah. Whether you get a job or not. If I'm him, right? D'Amico Ryans is showing us exactly how, if you're a defensive head coach, how to get the most out of your team, even though you're a defensive head coach. You get an offensive head coach and you get out the way. I mean, you get an offensive coordinator and you get out the way, right?
And I believe
Antonio Pierce, he's already showed us he can pull the heart out of his team and they can go beat the Chiefs. They can go beat the Broncos, right? So if he can do that and get an offensive coordinator that is like wants to show that, yo, he still got it, bro, you know how much benefit that is going to be for the team, and you have an opportunity to draft a decent quarterback too that they can mold. Like, nah, that might be one of the best situations that he can do, man.
I got one more thing on that. I seen it was a couple days ago, but that boy Mr. Rap Sheet Ian Rappaport made a post saying the locker room loves Antonio Pierce. He's a locker room guy. He's all that. They love him. And the big thing of that was he said if Antonio Pierce doesn't get hired as coach, Max Crosby said he's requesting a trade immediately. Yeah. That's how you know them Raiders, them boys want Antonio Pierce as their head coach.
Facts,
you don't come out and say that randomly if he's not, even if he's a bad coach. You don't say that randomly.
No player.
Max Crosby,
something like that.
Max Crosby's entire career, he's probably felt like, yo, I have guys that I don't necessarily agree with as head coach. Now that I got a guy that's a former player that knows what he's doing.
Yep.
That knows what playoff DNA looks like. You know, all these things. Go down the list of Antonio Pierce, right? You got all these things, and he is about me in the locker room and focusing on what I can do. And plus, he understands me at the level of somebody else wouldn't understand me.
Right.
And he don't need to be the defensive guru. He don't need to be an offensive guru. When we think about who's the Lions head coach again? Dan Campbell, right? When we think about Dan Campbell, we don't think about his prior accomplishments. We think about, them players will run through a brick wall for this man.
What?
Oh, like, no helmet, no knee pads, no preparation.
Yes,
he's fighting them off.
This brick wall, it's a championship on the other side. Bro, we will risk our lives until this wall come down. That's how the players feel about Antonio Pierce.
Look at Jamal Williams last year. He didn't want to leave the Lions.
Exactly.
He didn't want to leave.
He didn't want to leave the Lions, bro.
Right.
He didn't want to leave the Lions. You're right.
I ain't lying.
Hopefully, because like T-Time said, guys who are ex-players are to move. Hopefully, you get the same thing with your team.
Big Mayo.
Gerard Mayo. Look, I want to see. I like parity in the league. I want to see multiple teams be successful. But I will say this: the only thing I am kind of like sneak this and hating on, because this is a place where a fan can be a fan.
Right.
I hope you guys, whoever you guys draft that quarterback, does not turn out to be nice, because we don't need no more nice quarterbacks in the AFC. Think about it. Let's keep it a stack. Yo. And
it's keeping it real, bro. It's keeping it real.
I might ruffle some feathers with this one, but I put a status on Facebook earlier today. I said NFL quarterbacks left in the playoffs, game changers versus game managers. Then I name all the quarterbacks. NFC, you got Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, and Baker Mayfield. Now, y'all might have your opinion on some of those guys like Jordan Love or Baker Mayfield, but from what we know, these guys are good game managers. And then on the AFC side, you got all these game changers. Josh Allen, Patty Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and the new game changer, CJ Stroud, bro.
Jeez.
Yeah. Listen, don't draft a good quarterback, Patriots. I appreciate it. We don't need no more guys in the AFC. All right, Joe Burrow needs a championship. Okay.
Oh man.
But I hope Pierce gets the job. I really do.
I do too.
I do want him to come to the Giants as the defensive coordinator. That thing that I think about is, if he doesn't get the Raiders job, he's probably going to get a head coaching job some other place.
Yo, Dwayne said keep him in the AFC. NFC don't want him. I got a feeling that he's talking about Bill Belichick. So, hey, if Bill, we know, man. Just go to Atlanta, bro. Go to Atlanta. You already a Southern boy. You're from Tennessee. Just go to Atlanta, man.
They couple hours down south, man. Couple hours, not even.
Oh man, they waiting for you, man.
I'm guessing he mentioned and talk about Brock Purdy. Game management argument still alive. Live and living, brother.
Look. I will say this.
I can win a championship with him. Don't get me wrong.
Say this. it's not a negative connotation
Right.
for game manager and game changer, right? But it shows when a game manager is playing a game changer. Because the last time Brock Purdy played a game changer, he looked like the negative connotation version of a game manager.
Hey, look,
And it was ugly.
the best explanation
It was
right
ugly.
now this past wild card weekend would be Joe Flacco, a game manager, versus CJ Stroud, a game changer. And look what happened.
Yeah. I will say this, though. I will say this, man. San Fran, if y'all do play the Ravens in the Super Bowl, y'all better get y'all get back. Y'all better get y'all get back. Y'all better get y'all get back. If this man Lamar beat San Fran twice in 1 year, bro, they're gonna put him on the same throne as Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to see that. Respectfully, I don't want to see that. He said who looked better, Dallas or Philly? I'm gonna say Dallas, to be honest.
Who looked better, Dallas or Philly?
They got to be Dallas.
No, I think he's talking about the playoff games that just happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Dallas looked better than Philly in the playoff, even though they both got blew out. Dallas for sure looked better than Philly.
In the second half, they look better.
What do you think,
Lamar? It's all love, man.
Oh no, I want Lamar to get that, man. Lamar, he got to get. I'm
gonna need an MVP season out of Lamar for the next 4 seasons, though.
Break it down for me, right? Like since it became a topic, right? Because just score aside, because although the Eagles did lose 32-9, at one point Dallas was down 27-zip, right? And it could have been ugly, right?
They were down, at one point they were down 41-16.
Right. And if we being honest, a lot of the rest of the scores were like garbage football.
Yeah.
Like, so when the game actually mattered, it was very much a crazy blow, right?
Yeah, it was like 41-16.
Right. But at least when Dallas was playing, they have moments where it's like, okay, we may got a chance right here.
Right.
Philly, it just looked downhill.
Look,
it looked downhill for the kickoff.
That moment, look, we have a chance right here, was when they were marching down the field and Darnell Savage jumped that route and took it 6. They were moving the ball down the field just before halftime, and Darnell Savage jumped that route and pick-sixed it. That was one of those game-changing drives.
Yeah, we can't say points are points,
but
we can't say points are points because we know when you're watching the game when the game is over, and then defense is legit playing 15 yards off of guys at that point. They're just trying to get up out of there without getting hurt. So points are points to an extent, right? When the game was like a game, it was a blowout for both teams. But I will say Dallas did look better. They looked better than Philly. Philly looked like they were unprepared.
Right. And
that's what Philly looked drastically unprepared.
And it was 27-0 at halftime. So
it was Mike McCarthy.
I forgot about it. I forgot it was 27-0 at halftime.
Look, I will say this.
Just let y'all know, Ryan is hot.
The only reason why I can see Philly fans saying they might have looked better, that boy Dak Prescott had only 67 passing yards in the first half. Meanwhile, Jordan Love was cooking. Like, I will say that. But I can't not think Philly, bro, that score could have been worse in the first half. Mike Evans easily could have had a touchdown pass. Godwin dropping passes, like that's on the fingertips. Like we're not talking about like overthrown like Dak. We're talking about on the money. These guys just not catching the ball. So
whoa, don't bring up health now.
Sorry,
not do that.
Here we go, right?
Just missed the cold. You just missed the cold. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts manager. But don't bring up receivers because when Bonnet brings up receivers, how the Giants don't have none. Well, whose fault is that?
It ain't no sympathy.
No
sympathy. Keep in mind, we're talking about one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. We're talking about we're talking about one of the best offensive line in the NFL. We're talking about a quarterback that was just a year ago the MVP candidate. It's a lot of stuff that the Eagles just did not do that they just couldn't do just because We seen it. You guys lost 5 of your last 6 games.
You see this? He said Devonta went crazy. He got thrown like 12 times. Same thing with CeeDee Lamb.
That's just like saying CeeDee Lamb went crazy. Like,
exactly.
No, he didn't go crazy. He just got garbage time buckets. That's literally like, that's one thing that I can say that I'm not a fan of when it comes to football. It's like, okay, yes, we see the end score, we see the end stats, but bro, when we're watching the game, first half, CeeDee Lamb, first 2 quarters up into the last 2-minute quarters, no catches. Jalen Hurts can't throw a football to a blade of grass. Like, and this ain't even nothing to dig at these guys, but like, yes, you can look at the end stats, but Devonta Smith did not have a good game, bro. Like, at the end, it looked all right because the defense is, bro, the other team is worried about being healthy for their next opponent. So yeah, go ahead and get these yards. Do your thing, bro. Stack up your playoff numbers. But bro, we moving on to next week. So that's just how I look at it. That's how I look at it. He said
can't say that I don't agree. With you because look, Dak Prescott, yes, Jordan Love, you know, he had what, 272, 3 touchdowns. Prescott, even though he threw the ball 60 times, golly, jeez.
Yeah.
But 403 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs. He put up the yards, he put up the stuff. The defense just couldn't hold a quart of water in a gallon container. They just couldn't hold it. They ran on them boys.
Yo, so let me ask you about this, right? Ryan says Stroud's gonna beat Lamar AFC through Buffalo, right? I don't know if
that guy, he's high.
Yeah, I don't know. Yo, is Brian a Bills fan?
Yes, he is.
Okay. So because I'm sitting here thinking like he's saying that in support of he want them to win. But I think he's just ducking because he don't want to see Lamar over down here.
Exactly.
See, I was about to hop on the bandwagon and agree with you, but I kind of feel like I know where this is coming from. So I'm not gonna walk myself into that corner and then nah. I think. Look, I will say this. We're gonna talk about the matchup soon. Let
me respond to this real quick. Hey, Brian, we had him. He was great for defense, but when Bill put him to the offense, good luck. Have a nice time. Hey, Joe will tell you all about Matt Patricia. By the way, he was amazing for them this year. He'll tell you all about Matt Patricia, man.
So good they replaced.
I'm sure Joe loved Matt Patricia.
Look at this.
Dwayne says someone please that's the fact. Look, Dwayne. I'm hoping that every week, bro. I'm hoping that every week.
Face Lamar in the Super Bowl. He says,
look, hey. Y'all know me. It ain't just Lamar, man. Y'all know I like Lamar. But I don't like the Ravens, so he just catches strays with it. So he gotta take them too. So listen, CJ Stroud, we from Houston this week. Let's get it, man. You played in Ohio.
Houston Texans, man.
Let's get it, man.
See, I know you wasn't here earlier, Joe, but Eagles coach is gone. I don't see him coming back. And I said Mike McCartney is going to be gone if he loses in the first round. And he did.
Look, if I'm Dan Quinn, I'm out of there, man. I'm out of there. If I'm Dan Quinn, I'm out of there. Think about it. The defense, year after year, we start off as the hottest defense. This was last year. This was this year. The hottest defense. I don't know. Somebody said after Bland broke the record for interceptions, the defense went downhill, right? I don't know who said it, right? But no lie, the defense always start off hot, and then towards the end of the year, they fizzle out. Think about it last year. Same thing, fizzle out, right? And I don't know if it's just a case of offenses are catching up to Dan Quinn on defensive schemes toward the end of the year or what. But if I'm Dan Quinn, I had top 3 scoring defense for the last 2 years, and we did not win a Super Bowl. On top of the fact, I did the same thing when I was in the Super Bowl with Atlanta blowing a 28 3-point lead, right? I'm going to become a head coach, get my money while I can, and however
Jerry Jones is not letting that man leave. Jerry Jones about to pay him like $5 million a
Yep.
year. Because
This
remember,
stat right here is wild.
Yeah, that's a little wild right here.
This stat right here is
What, you talking
wild.
about, the Dan Quinn stat or the
Yeah, the
comment?
Dan Quinn stat. The Dan Quinn stat
Okay,
right
okay,
here.
okay. I'm talking about the comment.
The comment was right. Me and Joe was right. I ain't gonna lie about that.
Lamar's not the MVP, bro. Lamar's not the
I said
MVP.
it before the beginning of the season.
Lamar's not the MVP, bro.
Yes,
So
he
who's
is.
winning MVP?
CMC, bro.
No, he's not. They're not gonna give it to him.
Nah, you know that.
they're
You know
not
that's
gonna give it to him.
Gosh, bro.
No, he's gonna get offensive player of the year.
Yeah, he's gonna get
Yeah,
offensive
this
player of the year.
because he's a running back. But
And-
bro,
Yes,
let's be honest.
that's exactly why they're not gonna give it to him.
Exactly.
They hate running backs. They love
No,
QBs.
Purdy's out of that discussion. And you know who's gonna
Yeah, Purdy's gone. That
running
man
up
gone.
the runner up for MVP? Dak Prescott. Dak
Yeah,
Prescott.
like I said, he's
runner up.
Yeah, but do we
The
really care about the
NFC East-
runner-ups?
the
I'm
NFC
just saying.
East is a
So
regular
that's-
season
Top 5
division,
QB with that. If you're a runner up, you're a top 5 QB.
for sure.
Bro, are we? Oh, okay. Y'all got it. Y'all got it.
But Lamar Jackson is winning MVP.
Lamar's gonna win it because they hate running backs.
Look, Lamar Jackson is a prisoner of the moment. He came on hot towards the end of the year. Christian McCaffrey been hooping all year, but
I know.
Okay. Okay.
But let's
Yeah,
talk
but
about
without
this Dan
Lamar
Quinn
Jackson,
thing real quick. 54 snaps on defense, 48 of those snaps, he had 6+ DBs on the field versus a run-heavy team. What do y'all got to say to that?
I'll say this. It worked for him all season, right?
Yeah.
As crazy as it may sound, you would be crazier to change what have not been working for you all season, right?
That's true.
So in defense of Dan Quinn, if this style of playing this type of nickel type defense has been working, you have someone who leads the league in interceptions and pick six, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And although your line individually like Michael Parsons aren't putting up crazy numbers, they still got Michael Parsons as a defensive player of the year candidate, right? You guys, they've put up good defensive games where they've shut out teams. They started the season off shutting out teams, right?
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Why would I
defensive.
switch with what's not, with what's not working? So
Yeah.
as wild as it may sound, I'm gonna defend Dan Quinn on this one because if it's
I
been
see it.
working, why would I switch it up?
Yeah, I did notice.
I'm gonna go the opposite of that.
I did
when
notice.
you're a good coach, you should see what's going on and be able to make mid-game adjustments.
True.
AKA what happened with the Saints when they won the Super Bowl. My man made in-game adjustments. AKA when the Patriots came back from a 25-point lead, what they did made in-game adjustments. Them boys only scored 3 points for 3 quarters after that. You gotta be able to make adjustments. What does old boy do?
No, they didn't score no points in the second half.
34-28.
Old boy from that plays in Kansas City. Facts. He's a mastermind at changing in the middle of a game.
Yeah. That's a fact.
I'm just saying. I guess Dan Quinn is a game manager coach. A game changer.
Hey, I mean, you saw him running the ball down the throat. Why not put some linebackers out there? You know what I'm saying? They ran the ball down Dallas alley, man.
Oh, that's a huge pause, bro.
Bro, y'all know what I mean, man.
That's a huge
They were
pause.
they were running the shiitake mushroom out the ball, bro. They were running Aaron Jones. That's
Joe ain't agreed with Ramon all year. They buddies today.
That was his 400 game
Ramon cooking today.
Nah, but I did notice that Dan Quinn played a lot of zone.
That's because man wasn't working.
Man wasn't working. They were getting torched.
They was getting torched. That's because man
wasn't
working.
He was getting murdered, bro.
Oh my gosh. Routed in the end, like for that end zone play. Yeah. And look, when even that one wide open touchdown to whatever the tight end name is, because they had switched the man. And then during that play action play, because the run had been so effective all day, they got confused on assignments. So you got to switch it to man at some point. He did try to adjust. He tried to adjust.
We were just talking about the Shanahan system earlier this game about the coaching.
That man is 0-6, man. That man is 0-6 against former Shanahan coaches, bro. Shanahan got the best coaching tree in the NFL, bro. The best.
You want to know a crazy stat? Lamar Jackson is what, 22-1 versus the NFC. 22-1.
What that mean? What that mean?
Is Daniel Jones and the Giants.
Oh my
when did they lose to the Giants last year?
Yeah. Yep. Healthy.
Probably a garbage time game.
Nope. We came back and won. I'm just saying. That's all, though. That's all. Because we never see him.
Man,
there's tape out there, man. There's no reason to say that you never see that, man. You see him on tape. I know it's different.
Stop it, bro.
In person.
Stop it, bro.
It's different in person.
Stop it, please. Stop it. Stop
Lamar Jackson, bro. It's the Lamar Jackson year. The show, they dogged him all season. Oh, he should get an agent. He's stupid for not having an agent. Da 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 da. And I'm like, no. Be a trendsetter. That's what you got to do. And now, guess what he's doing? He is cooking, and he's gonna win that Super
Bowl. Hey, look. Dwayne said that's why the Texans have a shot this year. Yeah, man, they got their head coach and their offensive coordinator, both from the Shanahan tree, right? But they is playing against the Ravens, bro.
You know the Ravens defense. People forget about that.
But look, hold up though. As much as you want to boast them guys up and ride the train, CJ Stroud playing that same Ravens defense did throw for over 200 yards with no interceptions, but also no touchdowns. This was earlier in the season.
Hey, that was his first game. First career game.
Yeah, before the CJ Stroud that we know today. That same game, that same defense, forced an interception on Lamar Jackson. Although Lamar Jackson went 17 for like 22, I believe. Super efficient, don't get me wrong. But that defense is a lot different. Their run game is a lot different. It's going to be interesting to see because one thing about Baltimore, they got a good front four and the good linebackers. But them corners. Kyle Hamilton is a box safety for a reason. Nico Collins might can expose those corners for maybe one or two plays. But I'm sorry, CJ Stroud. This is where it becomes a point where we know that you're a rookie.
Bruh.
Man,
they're not beating the Ravens, bro.
The Raven defense has only let up 21 points or more twice this season.
That's fine. The Bengals did that last year.
I know, but we talking about Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but we talking about Joe Burrow that has actually played in a Super Bowl.
Okay. We talking about MVP, two-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
We talking about the same Lamar that won the MVP before Joe Burrow was in the league, and then potentially might win it again
this year
when
while
Joe Burrow was hurt.
Mahomes are in there.
While Joe Burrow was hurt.
Okay.
Because last year, all I heard was, Lamar's hurt. But that man ain't never go to a conference. He didn't even make it past the. This weekend is the furthest that he's ever made it in his career. But we won't use the argument that Joe Burrow's hurt. When all he knows is conference championship or Super Bowl. He's the definition of Super Bowl or bust.
Or hurt. It's not his fault.
Okay, brother, we act like Lamar's been some healthy guy out here. Lamar Jackson has been playing for what?
Healthy.
This is Lamar Jackson's 6th year, right? 6 years, right?
He's healthy.
His first year, he barely played. He was just injured for 2 years back to back. Like, stop it. I'm only saying what I'm saying because you'll give excuses for Lamar, but when it comes to other players, you won't say nothing.
I only spit what's the facts, man. That's all I'm doing. Lamar Jackson.
Hey, the fact is Lamar Jackson only got one playoff win. He don't even have more playoff wins than Joe Burrow combined by himself.
No. When you make a run to the Super Bowl, that's what? Normally three wins.
And then you go, no, not 3, because we ain't never had the first seed, bro. Stop it.
And so y'all had to win 3 games to get to the Super Bowl.
Okay, but also the following year, 2 more wins, go to the AFC Championship. This is what are we talking about?
Hey,
what are we talking
that's
about?
what I don't bring up Patrick Mahomes because it's Patrick Mahomes up here and everybody else playing around.
Okay, but you put Lamar under Patrick Mahomes, and the only thing you have to argue for is that he has a NFL MVP.
The season. Go back to the beginning of the season.
Yo, we got streams where you said is Patrick Mahomes, and then way down here you said it's Lamar Jackson, and then Joe Burrow. We got the streams, bro. We got the footage.
That was last season. Before this season started, I literally said I put Joe Burrow above Lamar Jackson only because Lamar was injured.
Man,
I literally said that.
Man, screw all this talk. Let's get to these divisional round predictions, man.
You get to these predictions, man. Let me pull the screen back on.
I had to cut it out.
We'll sit here all day. We'll sit here all day while he gonna spin a story.
Cap.
He'll spin a story all day. He'll spin a story all day.
Oh,
so I'm gonna find that footage for you, Joe. If we stream this Thursday, I'm gonna find that footage for you, bro. Because he was trying to cook.
Where I said that
he was trying to cook. Yes, he was trying to cook. I'm gonna do my homework, right? I'm gonna do my homework this weekend because I know we got it. I don't be forgetting stuff. But let's talk about these divisional round playoff predictions, man. Who firing it off, bro?
The delusional.
I'll fire it off. I'll
Go
fire
ahead,
it
man.
off. San Fran, Green Bay. I want to say Love could do something, but San Fran is on a mission this year. They're on a mission to get to the Super Bowl. They ain't gonna win it, but they're on a mission to get there. The Bucks and the Lions is gonna be a good game, but I give it to them knee biters, man. The knee biters, the Lions, they're gonna win that game.
They're gonna win them liars.
The Lions. The knee biters.
Lions.
The liars.
Baltimore, cakewalk. I believe that's going to be a cakewalk, just like how Houston did Cleveland.
Cakewalk.
Baltimore is about to do that to Houston. The Bills and Kansas City. People always make fun. Pat Mahomes never won on the road in the playoffs. Technically, he won last year. It wasn't at home, but we're not going to include that because it was a neutral site.
Where was it? It was at Burrowhead?
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't remember.
No, it was at Arrowhead.
Yeah, it was at Burrowhead though.
but I do think he's going to go on the road. He just played in negative 25-degree weather, so weather is not going to be an issue. And he is going. They I hope they bring the drum and just bang it in.
That thing don't lead the stadium. Boom. Your team about to let no other team set up shop in their building. that don't make no sense.
If there was to be an upset this week, I would think Green Bay would be the upset. Green Bay has the best chance to upset, I believe. Because
y'all sound like haters, bro.
Shanahan, man.
Y'all sound like haters, bro.
How's that hated?
Because, bro, y'all only want San Fran to lose to Green Bay. Well, y'all want them just because San Fran owns the Eagles, right? That's the only reason why he wanted to do that, right?
Hey, don't even say they own the Eagles. Say they own the entire NFC East because
they own the NFC East, right?
The NFC East this year.
That's their division too, bro. That's their division too, right? So that's the only reason why he's saying it. You saying it because you don't want to see Brock Purdy win. You don't want to see San Fran continue to dominate. Stop.
I'm all for Brock Purdy. Remember, I was the one that last year that was like, if Brock Purdy was there, they was winning the Super Bowl.
Nigga, you can't.
Yep. Bro. I am all for Brock Purdy. But
exactly.
if there's an upset somewhere here, that would be the game. That would be the game.
All right, look. He said how they own us. We 1-1. I mean, they beat y'all when it mattered. They beat y'all when it mattered.
Oh, he talking about the playoffs?
Yeah. I mean, that's why the people put the Chiefs over the Bengals. The last time they played us
in the
playoffs, they beat us.
They got hit. The quarterback got injured in the first quarter. Because I know you like bringing up injuries. Like, you can't do that. That Brock Purdy got
Oh,
injured
yeah,
in the
I'm
first
sorry.
quarter.
I got that the wrong way.
No, not you. I was talking to what's
The
the
Eagles
name?
beat them in the playoffs, but when both teams was fully healthy, slaughterhouse. Slaughter. What did you
Yo,
say in that Call of
Joe,
Duty?
yo,
Slaughter.
Joe like
Slaughter.
bringing up injuries so much, man. Brock Purdy had to hand the ball off in the NFC Championship game last year, bro.
That's a fact. But it's no excuses, though. There's no excuses.
No,
Yeah,
He
facts.
did say they is 1-1. And yes, the Eagles did beat them when it mattered in the playoffs. As far as we know, last game, fully healthy. Teams, like, you know how people be saying, like, yo, fully healthy? That boy Debo set the table, had the Eagles serve dinner, and then make them clean up the table, too, because they spanked y'all.
They had,
That Bradbury should not be in the NFL.
Yeah.
they said,
Well, look,
they
go ahead,
said bring
Austin.
down
Give
from
me
the
a spell. Give me
table,
a
bro.
spell, because we is over an hour. Give me a spell.
All right, so give me. So we got the star-studded, blue-haired demon, Amon-Ra St. Brown, that is going to tear that defense up. Give me the Lions.
Yep.
Then we got the Niners and Packers. That's it's good for an upset. It's good for an upset.
It's not a bad year, but go ahead.
But I'm taking the 49ers. The teacher is going to beat the prodigy or the whatever it's called.
Yep.
And man, that boy CJ Stroud is going to march into Baltimore. Let him know he's the best quarterback in this draft and beat the MVP Lamar Jackson in M&T Bank Stadium this Saturday at 4:30 Eastern Time.
That's wild.
That's wild.
And then we got Mr. Patrick Mahomes and the fraudulent Buffalo Bills in Highmark Stadium. I think at 1:00 on Sunday. You already know where I'm going.
That's wild, bro. That's
Patrick Mahomes is marching into Baltimore and going to take Josh Allen and put him in a blender, and the Chiefs are taking that dub. I got the Texans, Chiefs, Lions, and Niners this weekend, man.
All right. I'm going to be quick, man, because I really only am going to expound on one team. Texas Ravens, I got the Ravens winning that one. Bills, Chiefs, I got the Bills winning. I just don't believe Patrick Mahomes with that defense and that lack of offense is going to be able to survive on the road, especially against a team who's 3-1 against them in the regular season. Yes, they 0-2 in the playoffs versus them, but this time it's in Ralph Stadium or whatever it's called, right? And then I got Green Bay versus San Fran. I got San Fran advancing. Shout out to Matt LaFleur, but you going up against a guy who knows your offense, but runs it better than you and have better weapons, right? So San Fran, I got San Fran winning that one. Now, the game I'm going to expound on really briefly, I got the Lions beating the Buccaneers. Why? Because unlike the Eagles, the Lions are actually effective with running the ball. So the things that the Tampa Bay was doing to the Eagles is not going to necessarily work because their corners at Tampa Bay, yes, they are physical. They have good safeties. Like these secondary guys have won a championship. But they're going up against a team that actually knows how to run the ball. And when you have players like Elijah Cansey, who's a rookie, it's not the best run defender, right? Yes, they got Vita Vea, but it's some dogs up there in Detroit. You got that boy Penei Sewell, that boy Glasgow, however you say his name. These are guys that will punch you in your mouth, all right? So Detroit, I got Detroit. I handed it to the Buccaneers, bro. Handed it to them. I ain't going to say it's going to be a blowout, but it's going to be near one because they ain't playing the offense like the Rams. They're going to be, yes, the Detroit don't have the corners like the Buccaneers. But what do we know about Baker Mayfield when there's any sense of urgency? When he got a lead, he's comfortable. But when he has to actually make plays, man, that boy throw picks. We know Baker.
Well, he did win one playoff game with the Browns.
But it's the same Baker that used to play for the Browns, bro.
He came back that game with the Browns in the playoffs.
It's the same Baker that got booted out of Carolina. This is the same Baker who thought he was a flash in the pan for the
Redemption.
Rams last year. Stop it, bro.
Redemption. Like, I
Stop it.
believe in Baker. I do think the Lions gonna win, but I believe in Baker. I
Let's
ain't
not
gonna
forget.
let
Listen,
that
let's
man
not
go
forget
down.
who the guys at. Let's not forget these guys at quarterback. All right. So yeah, I just got the Lions winning. They're gonna be dominant. They're gonna be at home. They haven't had a divisional round game in umpteen years. It's gonna be live, bro. It's gonna be live. So yeah, that's how I got. That's how I got it, man. Lions, San Fran, Ravens, Bills, and we'll talk about the championship game on another
Next
note, man.
week. Yes, sir. That blue-haired demon, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 150, 2 touchdowns.
Come on, man.
Yes, sir.
Sun God. You're talking about the
Yes,
sun
sir.
God here. Let's get right.
Well, it's closing time, guys.
That's
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You're making me mad. You're gonna make me swear. Get out of here. Anyway, we appreciate y'all for joining. This was an awesome show. I'm pretty sure
Yes,
we're gonna
sir.
be back on Thursday, where we're gonna have the full crew and everything. So y'all join back. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and to get notification when we hit. Is your boy the Bonnet, Austin.
Yes, sir.
B.
Patch
Rob.
Nation.
We love you guys. Deuces.